Everybody, this is your Professor David Britt. Welcome to MSOM 602, Servant Leadership. I'm excited to have you in this course, and really excited to be teaching this course again. I developed this course a while back and have been able to update it as we move to the Blackboard platform, and it's one of my favorites simply because servant leadership is in the news a lot today. There are a lot of things that are being brought to the forefront as it relates to leadership that focuses much more on serving today. And so that's what we're going to talk about over the next 7 weeks together. So get ready. I think this is going to be a great learning experience for you. This is a little bit different than some of the traditional classes you may have in the past. I do not use a typical textbook for this course. I use a book written by Ken Blanchard called Leading at a Higher Level. Ken Blanchard is one of the foremost experts on servant leadership today, and he's written several books in this area and made several comments and talks on this. For those of you who haven't heard of Ken Blanchard, he actually has a school of business named after him at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix. And so Blanchard writes a lot of really good stuff, and I've just really appreciated his stuff that he's written excuse me, over the years. And so we're going to be reading that book and using a lot of supplemental material as we go through this particular class. Each week you're going to have readings from Leading at a Higher Level. You're going to be watching some videos that I've tried to find Blanchard explaining some of the concepts that he talks about. You're going to have lectures that I put together on the readings for that week, and so that'll be the basis. There'll be some additional topics that you'll find. This is a rich topic as well from a research perspective, so you'll be able to find really good information at the CSU online library. Each week you're going to have similar deliverables. You're going to have a discussion board. And remember, the discussion board, your initial post, is due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. And you have to develop 2 response posts to 2 of your classmates by Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. on that. The first week you have 2 discussion boards. One of them is just an introduction, but in subsequent weeks you'll have 1 discussion board each week. Also remember that you won't be able to see anyone else's post until you make your initial post to the discussion board. You'll also have traditional assignment papers where we talk about the concept that gives you an opportunity to go research different components of leadership and servant leadership. And then the unique element to this class that I really like are memo exercises. Think of these as inter-office memos, and put yourself in the position of either a leader of an organization or leader of a department, and what I'm asking you to do is to communicate with your employees on particular concepts that we're talking about that week. Now these are not, hear me on this, these are not research papers, okay? These are traditional interoffice memos that you will write using your own voice. Do not put citations in them, do not format them to APA, because think about this, if you received a memo from your boss at the job you currently have, and there were citations and different things in them, you think your boss is nuts. So remember, these are inter-office memos. They're going to be applications that you write for your employees. And again, I encourage you to use your own voice on this one. I've provided an inter-office memo template that you can feel free to use, or you can develop one yourself. If your current organization has one, you want to use it, feel free to do that. But the whole purpose behind these inter-office memos are so that you get used to applying concepts for your employees and cutting through the clutter, taking a concept, and we're going to talk in a few weeks about situational leadership. We're going to talk about personal and self-leadership. And so what I'm asking you to do is really condense that down into language that your employees can understand. Because that's really, I mean, one of the key things about this degree program. We want to make sure that you can learn it today and use it tomorrow. And so this will be one of those classes where you have an opportunity to do research, formatted to APA and all that stuff, and then you'll have some practical applications as you go forward. You're going to start off talking about leadership traits. This is the way this course is going to flow, by the way. The first 5 weeks are going to be pretty general leadership concepts, and you're going to wonder, I thought this was a servant leadership course, and we haven't really talked about servant leadership yet. We're going to build to that, okay? So we're going to talk about leadership concepts that, that Blanchard brings up, and then that's all going to lead up to Module 6 and Module 7, where you'll see how all these pieces come together to form servant leadership. So I don't want you to get frustrated and think that we sold you a bill of goods early on and said, you know, we haven't talked about servant leadership yet. Actually, you will be talking about it. It's just not, we're going to use those words until we get to Module 6 and Module 7. All right? I look forward to having you in the class. As usual, make sure that you look at the announcements. I've already posted several in there. Make sure that you focus specifically on those. Look at those every week. I have several announcements in there that I didn't have if you've had me in prior terms. I've put all the APA helps and videos and all that into one announcement. And so take a look at those and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, I look forward to the next few weeks together as we study and talk about this wonderful, wonderful topic. All right? Take care. Chat with you soon.